Hello, everyone, and welcome to this edition from Innovative Family Wellness. I'm Dr. Noah Erickson, and we're on Facebook Live. And just want to let everyone know to go below and click. You'll be entered in a drawing, which will be giving away a bottle of vitamin D for free. So share this. That's how you'll be able to do that. Today's topic I wanted to address, it's perfect time of the year, is talking about how to overcome anxiety. Many people are familiar with seasonal affective depressive disorder. You've just come off a long winter. Perhaps your vitamin D needs checked or rechecked again because you might be feeling the blues. But many people still struggle with anxiety. And I realize that with the holidays coming up and Easter's coming around the corner, many people are challenged by seeing family, get-togethers, gatherings. So anxiety is very common. And I treat a lot of children in the division of the practice here at Innovative Family Wellness called Dr. Noah's Ark. We treat a lot of children who have anxiety disorder. So what do we do? First of all, in functional medicine, rather than identifying your symptoms, giving them a label of OCD, anxiety, ADD, ADHD, those different types of terms that are often assigned to children when they exhibit this type of behavior in the classroom, we're going to ask, what is the root cause of the problem, right? So the core that we're going to say is what is in your body triggering this to go wrong. And I'm reflecting on a case we run over yesterday. I had a 38-year-old female from Youngstown, Ohio, who came to see me 3 months ago with severe anxiety and panic attacks. Well, interesting, she had been to a psychiatrist, which was some help. She actually had had her PCP evaluate her. He ran some general blood work just to make sure that all the parameters of general health, red counts, white counts, blood sugar, and things like that were in balance, and they were. However, something was missed drastically. She had gastrointestinal problems, and the problem with that is when your gut's not healthy, neither is your brain. So many people have destroyed their gut unknowingly. Perhaps you've been taking antibiotics, steroids. You eat the standard American diet, which is very high in sugar. Maybe you're unknowingly, unawareingly consuming foods that have glyphosate in them. That is the compound in Roundup. So these GMO foods can also destroy your healthy gut lining. Well, in her case, this is exactly what happened. So here she is, mother of 3, working as a special ed teacher, married, trying to run that very busy life, but just could not prevent herself and help herself from feeling this internal turmoil. So what we had to do is look at her body from a holistic perspective. So I looked at her gut. We did a complete digestive stool analysis. And here at Innovative Family Wellness, we are extremely, extremely detailed and test-oriented. So we like to find out how people are doing in their gastrointestinal microbiome. Well, unfortunately, her gut microbiome was destroyed. She was lacking 3 of the extremely beneficial strains of bacteria. She was missing strains like lactobacillus. She was missing bifidobacterium. And she also had something in her gut called candida. Now, how can your gut affect your brain? Here's the big aha. This is the big eureka moment. Your gut actually is responsible for making hormones that influence your brain. So it makes serotonin and dopamine and GABA that keep you calm and happy and sleeping well. So what we found out was we had to restore her gut. So people out there suffering from anxiety, this can be a major problem. So fast forward the hands of time. Here comes Becky back in this past week for a follow-up, and she reports that she's sleeping through the night, previously awakening 4 and 5 times. Her mind was racing, panic attacks. She said she felt like her brain was a little hamster on a wheel inside of a cage going round and round and round where she couldn't get control of her thoughts. And it was scary too. She had a classroom of about 17 children in Ohio, special ed kids, and she said, I just feel skittish. I don't feel calm. I don't feel relaxed. And she said, I know that children also have to feel the pressure. And being a mom of 3, she said, I know my kids are feeling my anxiety around the house. I snap easy. I'm a little bit too quick with my husband. And she said, it's affecting my job, my children, my marriage. So we had to fix the gut. We gave her various strains of healthy bacteria. And this is a common buzzword anymore, but we've been doing this now for 13 plus years. we use something called bone broth in kefir, in probiotics, these nutrients to actually heal the microbiome. So if you're just joining us and you're brand new to Innovative Family Wellness, I want to invite you all to this live edition again on Facebook and welcome you again. And if these are new terms, it's not new for us. We've been doing testing and supplementation, customized diets for years. So this whole concept of anxiety in your gut, I get that it might be new for you. Maybe you've tried going gluten-free. You've perhaps tried an over-the-counter probiotic. I totally understand that. But with our specialized form of testing and our diagnostics, we were able to find out that Becky, age 38, had a gastrointestinal microbiome. In other words, the healthy guys in her neighborhood were gone. They were turning into bad bugs, creating this gut-brain connection. The other thing I noticed on examination of Becky well over 3 months ago is when her blood pressure and pulse were checked in my office, in a sitting to standing position, it dropped low. So what's really interesting is her adrenal glands were shot from the high stress of being mom, having a full-time job, running a very busy lifestyle. Kids are going to activities and music and dance and sports and wrestling, all those things that her kids were into. So her adrenal glands need supported. And this was explaining why she was waking up. You might say, wait a minute, why didn't her conventional doctor text this? Well, when I talked to her, she said something very interesting that I think many of you can relate. She told me about anxiety. She told me about the racing mind, about the waking up at night, but something she said was very interesting. She told me that when she gets up very quickly from a sitting position and spins and turns, she has this moment where her vision kind of sinks in and becomes darkened in the periphery, almost like you say tunnel vision. And she had this momentary lapse there of getting lightheaded and confused, but then she could shake it off and a second or two later be okay again. That prompted me to do her salivary adrenal testing. So these adrenal glands support you in times of stress, and they're great. Thank God they're there to maintain our blood pressure, to help us at the times when we have to give a big presentation or a big project at work, or there's a big day coming up, or like I said, with the holidays coming up. It's extremely important. But in her case, we had to support her adrenal glands and kind of modulate or balance her level of the stress hormone called cortisol. So what we had to do again is look deeper into the body, and while she didn't have a disease of her adrenal glands, and that's very important and that deserves repetition, her adrenal glands weren't diseased, they were just not functioning appropriately. So we supported her adrenal glands, restored her gut, and also removed 2 important food allergies that we identified that afflict many people. After we ran blood tests from CRX Labs, we found out that she was gluten and dairy sensitive. And these 2 proteins in her body were crossing her blood-brain barrier, this protective covering, if you will, around your brain, and they were flaring her brain up. They were causing her to have bouts of anxiety and panic, mind racing for no reason. So why does this become an issue at age 38? She didn't have this in her 20s, not in her early 30s. Whenever you destroy your gut membrane, you unfortunately create little gap junctions, little basically holes, if you will, in your colon that allow these food proteins now to irritate and aggravate the brain. So unfortunately, the conventional doctor evaluation did not provide her with any hope. She was told to take Prozac and medications and what they call benzodiazepines and gabapentin, but it was causing her mind to get worse over the past 6 months. So when she came to see me 3 years ago, this was a great case of how natural medicine and the tools of functional medicine were enabling her to finally overcome chronic anxiety. So again, for many of you out there suffering, again, we check vitamin D, right? We're coming off a long winter. Even though it was a pretty mild winter here in the Pennsylvania, Ohio area, we're still wondering what our levels are. We run those labs here at the office, billable to insurance for almost everybody. We ran a complete digestive stool analysis to look at her second brain down in her gut, right? We say the gut-brain connection. Many of you hear of the book Grain Brain. You're familiar with this, how this disrupted microbiome affects your mentality. We also had to look deeper into her body, despite a normal set of blood work, a normal set of vitals. going to her doctor and having her well patient visit all normal, she ended up having problems with her adrenal glands. And so many times we forget about these glands to deal with stress. So if this describes you, you're having stress, you feel anxious, you're fed up, and I always tell people this, you have this voice within that's crying to be heard. You know you're not right. Perhaps you do perceive yourself not coming across well to your family, at your job, with loved ones. You're stressing about the holidays. You feel tense, but this is not the person who you're meant to be. But inside, your body's telling you something totally different. So perhaps you've tried meditation, exercise, yoga, Pilates. You engage in prayer on a daily basis, and you still feel like something's not right. Respect that. Over the years of doing this now, I've told people, respect that voice within. If you know your body's not functioning the way that you know it should, kind of like your God-given potential, the best version of you, if that's not being expressed, please look within. So as a licensed chiropractic physician in both Ohio and Pennsylvania, as a trained and licensed medical acupuncturist, as one who's been practicing functional medicine and integrative techniques for now over 13 years, with a background in training and nutrition and vitamins and supplementation, we personally believe in using a customized and personalized plan based on objective data and testing. I do not believe in a cookie cutter, one-size-fits-all program. So if this sounds like you, if you're suffering from anxiety, depression, if you feel like you have OCD, obsessive thoughts and tendencies, or perhaps if you identify this pattern in your child too, and it's interfering the ability for them to socialize, if it's interfering the ability for them to participate in sports or do well at school and maximize and give them and their friends the best version of who they are, then check us out at innovativefamilywellness.com. That's our website, innovativefamilywellness.com. And you'll find there links to Dr. Noah's Ark, which is our special division of Innovative Family Wellness that specializes in working with children. So once again, I want to thank everybody for reaching out this morning and joining us, and be sure to share this as you will enter that drawing to receive a free bottle of vitamin D. That's why I thought I'd mention that here starting off about how important vitamin D is to have that checked when it comes to anxiety, OCD, panic attacks, insomnia, because that has so much influence over your brain chemistry and your overall well-being. So once again, I want to thank everybody for coming in this morning, checking us out. Again, the website, innovativefamilywellness.com, and we look forward to joining you on many more of these engagements like this. And thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.